I'm here at the gallery in the Waterfront Hall in Belfast for a new exhibition by artist Clinton Kirkpatrick. It's called I Was Here, I Lived, I Loved, and just looking around me, I am assaulted by scale and colour and a sense of Africa.
Every painting in this show has come from 2 months I spent out in Africa in 2011.
Three very distinct styles going on here. There's the abstract, the portraiture, and the figurative work. And the canvas that I'm looking at the moment seems to have a bit of all three.
It is. I've done a lot of travelling. I suppose the key thing in my work now is that it's sort of culture. It's kind of, this show has taught me how to become an artist, but any travel I've done, any place I've been, anything I've seen has all kind of it's now infiltrating into my painting. And this is kind of the first show that I am extremely proud of, and I'm proud of all the pieces, and no, I'm not going to go and paint over them. I'm starting to kind of use everything that I know now, and I'm starting to apply it to my painting. So there is a bit of pointillism which could have come from my time whenever I was lived in Australia. So that's kind of, pointillism kind of came to my work then after that. It's always been in my abstract work, and then I've kind of taken that idea, and this was quite an abstract section of the painting. It was just a complete play on their jewellery, the Maasai jewellery, and you know, the colour and the pattern and everything, and just the beadwork. It was all symbolising by the, you know, I wanted this something to symbolise the beadwork, and that was kind of this really kind of precise point to I went out volunteering originally, finished a job. I was working as a cultural arts officer in the Shankill, and then my brother got married, and I said time to go, so I left the day after my brother got married.
Clearly it affected your life. It's also very definitely affected your work. Again, another one of these big scale canvases, an abstract, but with, again, a lot of tribal reference in it.
Yeah, well, this one is actually titled Hope, and it was inspired by a piece of writing by one of the guys that I met. It's quite incredible. A lot of mark making, a lot of kind of lines, colour. I just love colour. I'm absolutely fascinated in colour and the power of colour and kind of what it can do and what it can represent. So lots of lines, lots of kind of marks and shapes, and you know, they're very intuitive. I never know how these paintings will end up, so I'll start them away, I'll have an idea of what I want to do on the canvas, but I will never know how they will end up.
There's a lot of texture there as well. It's very three-dimensional. I want to touch it.
I know. Yeah, lots of people want to touch my paintings. Feel free to. Do you want to touch it? No.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, don't say that. No, it's fabulous.
They're very tactile, and
yeah.
I'm like that with paintings. I love to touch paintings. I shouldn't be saying that really, but I like you do want to touch them when they're dry. I actually don't really have a problem with people touching them when they're wet. Normally people leave my shows and open up a show with paint all over them because the paintings go into a show normally hanging wet, and that's actually one of the paintings is a bit of smudged up there, but. Yeah, very sort of 3D. If you see some of my other paintings, there's lots of really sculptural elements coming out in it now.
Is this acrylics?
No acrylic.
Oil?
There's oil in it. There is gloss paint in it, household paints, and there's spray paint as well.
What we have here is a more conventional portrait of a young man.
I wanted to introduce portrait into this show. Two portraits in the show. This is Harrison we're looking at now, and Jossie up there, and I sort of became very close with whenever I was there, and I sort of wanted to try to paint them. So yeah.
There's another painting here, one of the big canvases again, which I think is very affecting and catches your attention, and it has caught my attention several times as I've walked up and down, and just coming up on it again, and it's a figure, again, one of the figurative paintings, a figure bending forward, sitting on the ground, head on knees, with, again, purple wings coming out of the back?
Yep. Quite large. The wings are, probably the most significant thing in the painting. This painting originally was very dark, so all the yellow, all the green in the background that you see wasn't there. It was, which actually toned the whole painting down. And the figure in the wings, I'm fascinated. I'm not personally religious, but I'm fascinated in angels. I'm fascinated in the idea of protection. We have a figure sitting on the ground, his sort of head in his knees, doesn't know what he's sort of thinking or doing, and then we have these wings which are folded over on the top. I seen some incredibly sad things when I was there, but I also did realise, you know, you can only do so much. So I'm fundraising now to go back, and you know, who knows what will come out of my work. But I'm going to take the ideas that I've learned as an artist and as a person. I'm going to apply it now. I'm about to start a body of work relating to me in Belfast and me and where I'm from. I've never done that before. Never knew how to do it. Africa taught me how to think and how to actually get my work onto a canvas, you know, in a manner that I love.
I Was Here, I Lived, I Loved by Clinton Kirkpatrick runs in the Waterfront Hall until the end of March.